Welcome to NightCap. Sal Internado here for the Times Tower Record, recapping another thrilling win for Army here at Michie Stadium, 31-28 in overtime over Temple. Just when you think after last week it can't get any crazier, it can't get any more thrilling after James Gibson's game-saving tackle near the end zone against Eastern Michigan. Here we are. Army, what a comeback from Army. You know, they're down 21-14. Weren't moving the ball in the second half at all. Had 29 yards midway in the second half, midway through the fourth quarter, and they get a big drive there where Ahmad Bradshaw completes a pass to Kel Walker, kind of gets it going, and then Darnell Woolfolk rips off his third touchdown of the game. That was from 44 yards out to tie that 21-21. Temple comes back, takes the lead with their fourth touchdown of 20 or more yards. Raquel Armstead has a 21-yard touchdown. There's only 1:38 left, and Bradshaw's been throwing the ball pretty effectively today, 3 out of 5. Coach Monken opts for sophomore Kelvin Hopkins, more of their 2-minute quarterback, the guy who Coach says has the best throwing arm on the team, to come in. It was a little shaky at first, but Kelvin did a great job getting Army down the field. He completed a couple third down passes that converted first downs to Kel Walker and John Trainer. John Trainer made a nice catch by the sticks. Originally, the officials ruled he called a 14-yard pass, but they spotted it for 15. It was a 3rd and 15. That's a big play. And then here we go. 6 seconds left. Kelvin Hopkins, Army from the 16. Coach Monken said, sorry about that. Coach Monken said that Temple calls a timeout. That gives them more time to talk to Hopkins and the offense about the play. Kel Walker is probably the primary receiver. Jermaine Adams is probably his secondary receiver. Hopkins throws a back shoulder pass to Adams, 16-yard touchdown. Blake Wilson kicks the extra point. 1 second left going to overtime, and Army pulls this game out. I mean, improbable. The odds when Army gets the ball back with 1:31 left, you know, they're not a passing team, to pull out this game. Pretty incredible win. 6th win of the season. They're going to a bowl game for the 2nd straight year. It's only happened once in Academy history. 84 and 85, those teams went to the bowl postseason play. And now they're 5-0 at home with 1 game left against Duke in November. They get a bye week, and then they have Air Force at Air Force in 2 weeks, and 6-2. I have to be really feeling good about themselves. They didn't really play their best game, but we're still able to pull out another one. And you got to talk about real quick Temple. Their kicker misses a 29-yard field goal in overtime. He kicked it left. He had missed a 32-yarder in the 3rd quarter, and the weird thing about that is he made a 51-yarder in the second half, but Temple was called for delay of game, and that pushed Temple out of field goal range, and they had a punt. So Temple just, you look at Temple, I think they had 8 penalties today. When their kicker missed a 32-yarder earlier in the 3rd quarter, they had a false start. They had an intentional grounding penalty. Then the kicker banks one off the right uprights. Temple with eight penalties for 45 yards today. Not really. I mean, any field goal made there doesn't give Army a chance. Army's down by 2 scores with 1:30 left, and Army really got some breaks from Temple, and then you got to credit Max Regan really in overtime. He stops Raquel Armstead, who had a big game, who rushed over for 100 yards. He stops him from no gain on 3rd down, forcing the 29-yard field goal, 27-yard field goal. Sorry. If Raquel Armstead gets a couple yards there, they get a little bit closer. Coach Monken ices the quarterback, ices the kicker. Sorry about that. Ices the kicker, and it worked. Usually it doesn't work. The kick when the timeout was called, the kicker made straight through the uprights. The kick after the timeout, it goes left. The Army celebrates a win. Crazy atmosphere here. Our photographer Josh Conklin was on the field. You see cadets going into the stands. James Nautical got caught in the stands, and then multiple players got caught in the stands and singing the alma mater. But then talking to Coach Monken after the game in his press conference, he said he told the players to go into the stands and celebrate. He encouraged the players to go in and celebrate this big win. Coach Monken claims, hey, The only thing they accomplished really is they stayed. The only thing that was on the line in this game was staying undefeated at home. But no, they accept a bowl bid to the Armed Forces Bowl after the game in the locker room. They'll be playing there on December 23rd. The only way they won't be playing the Armed Forces Bowl game if Army receives a New Year's Day 6 bowl bid, which they would have to run the table and have a lot of things happen for that to come to fruition. They're happy to be going to another bowl game. Armed Forces Bowl will be the second Armed Forces Bowl. They won it in 2010. And players were just pretty all smiles after the game. Again, you didn't think that they could top last week's win, and they did. Now they get a bye weekend. Big game for them next time they take the field at Air Force in November, first Saturday in November. That'll wrap it up here from Mikey Stadium following Army's 31-28 win in overtime over Temple. You can follow me on Twitter at Sal Interdonato. Follow Josh Conklin on Instagram, Josh Conklin Photos. He'll have some photos up of the game, and we'll have this nightcap up as soon as we can. Thanks for joining us, guys.